Texas A&M. I'm gonna give you 2 taps. It's gonna be
Florida,
Miami. I'm sorry.
Miami.
I'm gonna give you 2
Right.
taps if it. No, I'm gonna give you 2 taps. Miami.
Give me 2 taps for Miami. One for Texas.
1 for A&M.
What's the score right now?
It's 0-0.
Okay.
So
we're
you don't have to
early.
worry
We're
about
early.
anything.
We're early in.
Cue the intro.
Minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome back, everybody, to the GetBack Podcast. I'm your host, Damian Dusten, here with
Ayden Jones. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to the episode 38 of the GetBack Podcast.
Kwame Brown, you bum.
Kwame Brown is crazy. I actually was looking for players, and I didn't skim across Kwame. I actually didn't skim across a player at all.
Who would you even give off the 38?
How about the 38 points that the Seattle Seahawks put on the Los Angeles Rams
what?
to win on Thursday night?
Not a bad pick. It's not a bad pick.
It's not. Or you could say Kobe's 38 in vertical at the combine if you really wanted to go
Don't
that
tap
deep
into
into ball.
Don't tap into that much ball. Come
We
on.
will later, but I think it's only fair if we start with the 38 points that the Seattle Seahawks put on the Los Angeles Rams. What a game.
What
What
a
a
game.
game.
I mean, honestly, and we've said it a lot this year.
Yep.
Is this game of the year candidate right now?
I think it's up there. And I think it's up there with Green Bay Cowboys. That tie was awesome.
That tie was a
was
a
amazing.
shootout, but this going
This is
to
up there.
overtime, obviously with the comeback, which I know we'll get into.
And the implications that it meant.
Exactly.
To win this game, you basically get the first seed. And really, in my opinion, whoever was going to win this game was going to get the first seed.
But we talk about who was going to win this game. If we look at it in perspective, in the fourth quarter with 8 minutes, I'll say about 8 minutes and 30 seconds left, I think everybody in the league and everybody watching would have given it to the Los Angeles Rams. Sam Darnold threw his second pick. It looked like it was over.
It did.
Seems like something tapped into the Seattle defense within those next 2 drives.
And man, I'll tell you what, I was so happy because I remember saying this to you last couple podcasts of how big I am on Seattle. At least I think Seattle
I'm pretty big on the Rams too.
And I really thought that they could this could be a year where they could make a little Super Bowl push with that defense. You
Definitely
have
contenders.
JSN.
Definitely contenders. It was 30-14. Seattle being down 15 plus in the fourth quarter were 0-172. Have lost it 172 times. And obviously that night they came back in overtime. Huge win. Obviously they stopped a historic game from Puka and Stafford, with Stafford throwing for over. Of course, hold on, I lost it. Where was it at?
457 yards and 3
insane.
touchdowns.
That's insane.
It's insane. And then Puka, 12 receptions, 225 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, he went off. Both of them. With no Devontae Adams.
I think that's the thing. No Devontae Adams, and you have that big of a game.
And it's crazy because usually you hate to hear that. It's just one player. Yes.
Yeah.
I think if Devontae Adams played, I think the Rams would have won.
Obviously,
I think
for them to be up that big, and it wasn't necessarily like it was all offense. Their defense was killing Seattle at first. I mean, it looked like Sam could, even when the ball got off, it would bounce off some of the linemen's hands. Everywhere around, he was stuck. He was fully stuck. Like I said, it was that defense that came in, had his back, and got the Rams out of their 3-and-out so quick.
Yeah, and I think those three in a row 3-and-outs was just that obviously put them in the game and would eventually won them the game. Here's my question to you.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold has always been the guy to, we can say, choke. When the moment's too bright, he's not there. This was a game where the moment was very bright, and he shined when it mattered most.
He definitely shined. He was putting the ball exactly where it needed to be.
Does this give you more hope on Sam Darnold in the playoffs? Or are you still a little...
It really depends on who he plays. That first 3 quarters was very... That's the thing. It didn't even last 3 quarters. That went all the way to the fourth quarter, like where it would still just... It looked like a dark tunnel that he was going down for that game. Yeah. Like I said, he bounced back from his defense too, and he showed out. Obviously, JSN and Kupp had some catches, but I don't know if that will happen in the playoffs. If you go down that big, you think that they're going to let you come back easy in the fourth quarter within 8 minutes?
Yeah.
You think so?
No.
Because they're in the playoffs, obviously. That's not a question.
And here's my question. They may or may not see each other in the playoffs. If that were to happen, Who wins that one with a healthy Devontae Adams?
Between the Seattle Seahawks and the Rams in the playoffs?
Yes.
If that were to give it to the Rams. With Devontae Adams coming back, after Puka just dropped 225 and 2 touchdowns, Stafford's coming off of 457 plus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to give it to the Rams. Seattle played great in that fourth quarter, obviously, but I'm going to give it to the Rams. Do you think that it can go a separate way?
I'm going to be honest. I did like Sam Darnold's resiliency.
Yeah.
I think
very calm too.
Yes,
very calm.
I think he's only gonna improve from that. From that, I mean, obviously he's an older player. I'm not saying he's gonna continue to develop into. He is what he is.
Right.
But I think he's one of those QBs where he can catch a heater. If he builds confidence off that win with a 1 seed, I mean, Seattle in my opinion, could shape out to be one of the most dangerous teams in the NFC.
Very dangerous. Very
dangerous. And they're the 1 seed, which shows it as well.
All around.
Now, I want to get into, before we, talk about some games that we're going to see this week and whatnot, I do want to get into the rest of the NFC.
Yeah.
The rest of the NFC is in, I don't want to say shambles, but I want to say it's very construed right now. And I think why we say that is because, first of all, the Green Bay Packers. You need to look at the Green Bay Packers at 7 right now and just think, wow, with no Micah Parsons.
I feel like we skipped over something, man. Missing a Micah Parsons with a torn ACL. Torn ACL.
And it's so significant, too, because a lot of people pick, I believe you and me also, I know I did, the Packers for the Super Bowl this year.
We definitely did. I think.
And it's done.
It was that first game. That first game fully shocked us all. It looked like it was all well-being for the Packers. But I kind of want to go back to even a more recent game.
Yeah.
Denver Broncos versus the Packers. I think that was a game for the books, but I think it hurt the Packers so much because it wasn't just Micah that went out.
It was Christian Watson. Yeah, absolutely.
You had Tom went out on the O-line. It was way more than just losing that one player.
Oh, it was. And I think obviously the Packers, because it was such an important game, because it was basically deciding who got the 1 seed in their respective conference, I really think the Packers might be devastated, and they're playing a hungry Chicago team today.
And that's what I'm saying. You're still injured on the rocks.
Exactly.
I mean, Evan Williams being out even hurts everything. It looks like they keep pulling players somehow out, and they're still winning. We're not going to do that, but their schedule, it doesn't like it gets easier. Who do you have next up? The Chicago Bears, a hot, streaky Chicago Bears right now.
Yeah, I mean, we can jump. Obviously, we feel for the Packers, and I just don't see them making a big push.
It's this next game with them has implications though. Obviously,
yes,
this is a recent game that they just played against the Packers,
and if they can win this convincingly against Chicago, who right now is red hot on offense, I think that kind of. And I know it sounds crazy. If you're able to beat the Bears again.
Because you're saying that's going to be a sweep for the season.
Yeah.
They just beat them 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Healthy. Not healthy, but healthier than what you're coming in today or tomorrow.
I think if the Packers win, I'm willing to put them back in like a Super Bowl type of conversation.
If they beat them, I don't know. Because, I mean, you're right. You will be getting Zach and Evan back, but, geez.
So if a little more healthy Christian Watson, get Evan Williams back, you go into the playoffs. Who are you picking? The Bears or the Packers? Or second-year Caleb Williams in the playoffs?
Only thing with the Bears is that they also have injuries. They also are injured.
They do.
Obviously, they have their wide receivers out. You have something on the O-line also where it can be tangled, but I'm still going to give it to the Bears. Do you feel like the Bears do not have enough to go into the playoffs and still somehow beat the Packers without a Micah Parsons?
No, I think the Bears do. But here's the thing about the Bears. I think they just have lack of experience, or at least winning experience. Yeah. Obviously, they have Ben Johnson, who unfortunately has failed to answer the call in the playoffs multiple times. Yeah. I'm not saying that he's a bad coach because he has changed his franchise around completely.
Fully.
Second-year Caleb Williams, who has been erratic at times.
Right.
You're right. A solid defense. They have a solid foundation, but they do. I'm sorry. They have, in the games that they have lost, they've been like ugly losses in the sense of just how they played.
Ugly losses, but in what way? Was it on the ground or was it in the air?
More so just on both sides.
Like obviously, Josh Jacobs, he's day-to-day right now, which we don't even know what he's doing with his knee.
Exactly.
Which helps Watson, which I feel like, do you believe that Watson is our number one for the Packers?
I believe, at this point, he has turned into.
He is also day-to-day. which is considered for today. So we don't even know if he will be playing tonight. We don't know. That's why I feel like this is lingering. It's getting worse. And obviously, they've been one of the teams that's had injuries since the start with obviously all the wide receivers.
That's true.
Everything kind of going out with all of that, but they still are contained as a team. I don't know. I don't know how far they can go with it all still going this deep in the season. I don't know.
I think it'd be interesting if they ended up playing each other again.
That's the thing. I feel like it will.
You feel like it will?
Well.
It could be interesting.
That's what's I don't know. I don't know if they will see in the playoffs. I don't know if they will see each other again. You think so?
Maybe, potentially. We'll see though. I have 3 more teams I want to talk about in the NFC. Obviously, in the playoffs right now, and actually, this is a little 3.5 here. The Eagles, Buccaneers, 49ers.
Yeah.
And we can even say the Panthers, who are still fighting to win their division. Obviously, I don't think both those teams are going to make the playoffs. They can't. Obviously, one of them is going to be eliminated.
Panthers had a good, nice hope, but past 2 weeks, I think they kind of let it go for themselves.
No.
Yeah, man, that last game hurt them bad.
They had a good
Saints game, they lost. They lost. The Saints game hurt them bad, dog.
Yeah.
Now the Panthers only have, if they lose this next game, they have a 4%. Obviously, if they win, still sitting at 40%. But
and they play the
last
Bucs.
game hurt exactly. They're playing the Buccaneers, which I believe that they can get that game again. I think the Bucs, they are fully dismantled. I don't see that being a comeback story after all this time.
And listen, it was a bad game to your point.
It was,
but from the Saints. But we can't ignore what they did to the Rams 2 weeks prior.
But they've also lost to the Saints 2 times now, and that's getting
it's bad. It is bad.
That's concerning.
It is bad. But I mean, you beat a good Rams team. It's almost like
you think that the Panthers are over the Lions in the bubble right now. Like I know obviously they're not right now, but do you think that they will somehow take a leap?
I don't think the Lions make the playoffs.
Wow, you think that is it because of their playing
just their record?
Pitt?
Yeah,
did they lose to Pitt? Pittsburgh. Yeah, no.
I'm saying like a 7th seed or a 6th seed. Both those 2 teams are not gonna. They're not gonna drop 2 games.
Believe me, I don't think we're speaking about. Like we're just guessing, but I'm saying if there was any way, I don't think that the Panthers would make it over the Lions into the playoffs.
Yes, I think the Panthers would make it over the Lions. I think to your point, if the Panthers beat Tampa, they're the 4th seed. They get to host a playoff game. So I think so. They're gonna win because they would win their division, and the Bucs would miss. The Bucs would miss the playoffs.
Yeah, and the Bucs would just be out. Yeah, you're right.
Which would be crazy. But I will say this: the other 2 teams, the Eagles and 49ers. I mean, these 3 teams are kind of in an interesting spot right now because
Eagles are interesting. 49ers are to me like
they're a good team.
They're a good team.
They're a good team.
I'm not even gonna play with them like how I did the first 5 to 6 weeks. I believe they're just a decent team now. The Eagles, that's where you have to think. Obviously, coming off of your little blow by win against the Raiders. But still
the loss against the Chargers.
Something's still just stinging. It's feeling like something's like hanging on to like their losses before.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because you hope that with a team that has super championship pedigree and like experience, that they'll lock in come playoff time. But right now, it's kind of like, listen, they're going to win their division. Obviously, they're going to make playoffs. They're going to host a playoff game. Yeah. But if they really don't get that offense going, Saquon in particular, which they need the run game, especially in January,
right,
they might be a first round out.
It depends on who they play.
No, they could. Yes,
definitely does depend on who they play.
They could 100% play Packers.
I still believe the Eagles will somehow tap into like a different mindset when it comes to the playoffs.
They get 100% play like a Packers, 49ers.
If they play the 49ers, then the 49ers beat them in the playoffs?
Think they could, yeah.
I mean, fully just beat the Eagles in the playoffs.
Like beat them by like a field goal or something? Yes. I think the 49ers team could beat the Eagles right now have not really. I'm glad they beat the Raiders by 31.
They're not impressive. Well, believe me, they are not impressive at all.
I just truly think if they don't get that Saquon going, they might be a first round.
You believe that injured defense Obviously, he's played good all season with everybody being pulled out. It's that injured defense in the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, the 49ers are 10-4. They're good.
They are
They are
10-4.
a good team. They're in one of the hardest divisions and are 10-4.
One of the hard. That's the thing. Imagine you're 10-4 and you're third in your division, man. Imagine that.
Yeah, they're like that.
Imagine
and
that.
They've been tested so many times by their schedule. I mean, play Seahawks twice, play the Rams twice. You're just getting battle tested.
That's
division.
Getting
you ready.
Man, that's your division.
Yeah,
what you gonna do about it?
Absolutely. But I'm saying to those young guys on that defense, it's getting you battle tested for the moment.
It is.
I think if Shanahan can start coaching a master class, he's already done that. But if he can just coach up a master class in the playoffs, get some favorable matchups, wow. You could be looking at the San Francisco 49ers. I want you to clip this. You could be looking at the San Francisco 49ers hosting a Super Bowl game.
That's fine. Do they beat the Seahawks or the Rams?
They could.
How? Tell me how that they would even beat
I think
them.
Their defense is super disciplined with their scheme.
Schematically, Stafford that just had 457.
Brock is going to catch a heater. And what if Brock catches a heater?
Brock, the man that we saw throw 3 picks against the Carolina Panthers? That Brock?
What if he catches a heater?
Man, you better focus more on the defense more than
Brock. Now listen. Now hold on. Seahawks in Seattle. Yeah, you might lose that one. That's with the 12 and all that.
Seahawks in San Francisco. Rams in San Francisco would beat them. Obviously, it wouldn't happen that way, but obviously, if they even went to San Francisco, both of those teams are still beating San Francisco.
Oh, that's what I mean.
I'm a San Francisco. I'm not gonna hate on them. I'm just saying that they're third in their division for a reason. That's all.
Fair enough.
That's all. Third in the division for a reason. Very good team.
So obviously, we talking about the NFC, and I feel like we did pretty good there.
I'm ready. I'm ready, Broncos fan. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I want to go to the AFC.
I handle the questions for this one, Mr. Broncos fan.
Oh
man.
boy,
man. And obviously, we've already talked about how that Packers Broncos game went. We know why you're clinched right now. We know why.
Yeah.
You guys have a game coming against a Jacksonville Jaguars.
Very good Jacksonville Jaguars.
I do want to talk about the Broncos a little bit, but Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence has had 6 touchdowns. Obviously, we don't need to talk about who they played.
The Jets.
We know who they played, but impressive at most. What does Trevor Lawrence do against the Broncos?
I think because Trevor Lawrence is so inconsistent, we don't know. Because Trevor Lawrence could drop 4 touchdowns on the Broncos.
6 touchdowns next game. Boy, oh boy,
nothing.
Look out. One touchdown, 2 interceptions.
Yeah, so it's just so inconsistent. If you get a great Trevor Lawrence, he could potentially dissect the defense.
They found themselves on a great 3-game streak.
They have. And obviously, you give Jacoby Myers that 3-year, $60 million extension. He's been proving.
He going to want to play now. He already want to play.
But they are going to Denver.
Yeah.
And I think when we talk about home field, we need to put Denver up there with Kansas City. It's like playing in Arrowhead at this point. They're the only team in the NFL that's undefeated at home.
Yeah.
They haven't lost a home game in 15 games. Yeah. When you look at it like that, forget the Denver Bronco aspect. You're just for a Jacksonville Jaguars team that's not really playoff familiar or built for that moment, I should say. Going in Denver is a tough task.
It's a tough task. I think any team going into Denver has a tough task. Bo Nix is obviously coming off of a great game. I mean, I don't even know.
Bo Chapman Nix? That's Bo Chapman Nix, by the way.
Stop it, please. 304 touchdowns, no picks. One of his best games, if not his best game in a Broncos
of his career.
Yeah, like it is his career.
And it's the way in which, because obviously he's thrown for 5 touchdowns the year before, but this was different. This was yards, chunk plays, scrambling out the pocket, just absolute crazy plays from Bo Nix, and efficiency. He was efficient. He threw no interceptions. He was a reason that the Broncos stayed in the game at halftime.
Yeah.
And he is the same reason why they came back and won. Bo Nix did not hinder the Denver Broncos.
I think that defense also helped out. As
Absolutely.
soon as that O-line, and you guys were going to win to me regardless. As soon as that O-line got injured, that defense started carving them up. They started getting to Jordan a little bit. I think that defense can't chill out. Obviously, you have probably most of the little pick. Obviously, we ain't gonna talk about that. But it was a good game. You want to know who is a Jacksonville Jaguars fan this week, though? Patriots and the Chargers, because they need this. And I believe that the Jazz can somehow push a little narrative over to the Broncos.
They can, absolutely. And with a win, we have to stop maybe talk about Jacksonville as a potential 1 seed. They could actually come back if with a Patriots loss.
Yeah.
I mean, they could potentially shake some things up in the AFC. And
not getting the 1. I'll say the 2. You're not touching the 1.
I don't know. Win against Denver would be pretty big because then they have to play the Chargers.
But then Denver has to lose another game after that.
Yeah, they'll probably win.
And then another game after
Thursday
that.
night at Arrowhead. I know
they
it's no
have
Mahomes.
To lose another game after that.
Chargers after that.
Did you just say no Mahomes?
No Mahomes.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, Dave. You're getting it done.
You're
Merry
so
Christmas.
messed up.
Obviously,
but
Mahomes is obviously out with his torn ACL. That's not
which
going
is
to do it.
detrimental to them.
Detrimental, yeah.
But when you look at who's your prediction? Because you're kind of swaying on me right now.
I am swaying,
Broncos
but you
or
know my Broncos.
Jacksonville? You about to say my Broncos, weren't you?
It's the Broncos, but after watching, and like we said, it was against the Jets, but after watching the 6 touchdowns, he could have some good momentum and confidence going into playing them.
Absolutely,
he definitely
absolutely agree.
I
will say one thing to watch out for Denver for their offense. They do get an All-Pro left guard back from injury reserve who hasn't played all season, and Ben Powers. So Ben Powers,
do you think
he'll get integrated probably slowly into offense, and wide receiver Pat Bryant back from Illinois.
We've talked about the number 1 team enough, man. I'm sorry. I say the number 1 to 3. I want to jump into the 4 through 7, I say 4 through 7. I don't even want to talk about the 8 and 9. I'm sorry, I don't. 4 through 7, we have the Steelers, Chargers, Bills, and Texans.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about those 4 teams. What of the first 1 through 3 are they beating? Are there any teams that can actually whoop out and possibly beat the Broncos, Patriots, or Jags?
Bills.
I
think the Bills always have anybody's number just because you have Josh Allen. And when you have Josh Allen and you have good coaching staff, because I'll say this, their defense has been a little lackluster this year, but it answered the call in the second half in the Patriots game that they obviously came back and won. I'll say this.
What's up? I got the Texans. I'm sorry.
Really? The way in which the Bills beat the Cleveland Browns on Sunday will be a big determining factor on what kind of team that they will be in the playoffs. No, hold on. I mean that in the sense, if Cleveland either wins or only loses by like 1 score or something, that will say a lot because you're going to play, in my opinion, better defenses than the Cleveland Browns in the playoffs.
Of course.
But the Cleveland Browns still have one of the best defenses in the league. That's why you have to respect them.
So, you don't got to respect them like that. Stop.
Top
I do believe that the Texans can actually – I got the Texans over the Bills right now. You know what? If the Texans were to play the Bills right now, I'm giving it to the Texans.
You would say that because of the last matchup. I can see that.
No, it's because their past couple matchups, their D-line is so – it's
vicious,
hungry, bro. They're just
Danielle Hunter,
so angry.
Will Anderson Jr. I mean, in my opinion, they have the best.
CBs are angry.
They have the best front 4 in the NFL. I think.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, absolutely. Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson should do it right there. I mean, it's the best duo, and
it's those 2.
They have those great 2 D tackles
right behind them. No, I won't say that. I think I'm a big fan of the Rams, bro. I think I'm too much of a fan of the Rams. I love.
That's not a bad pick to say Byron Young. And you talking about Young and Jared Verse.
It's Young, Verse, Ford, and then they got I forgot who their 4th one is. But they're all
unfortunately, before the injury, I would have said Rashad Gary and Micah Parsons.
You could, because they were putting dirty. Like I was saying, it's a couple of Broncos D line is good too.
Yeah.
Why you say it like that?
Because best front 4, like when I think of best front 4, I mean,
say it, but if and Benito,
Benito and Jonathan Cooper, Zach Allen, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. That you guys are still up there. Don't disrespect you.
Zach Allen. That's very true, very true.
But the Texans, I have
are scary.
High hopes for the Texans. They have turned. You want to talk about a turnaround of a season?
Yeah,
it's them. It's simply them.
It has been, and I think a big thing for them, I think going into the playoffs, because I actually think they'll make it, is the offense.
Yeah.
We talk about the defense. That's fine.
But
CJ Stroud needs to step
somewhat
up
together. He has got it somewhat together where at least they are winning games. Before, he wasn't even doing enough to get them wins with the defense.
That's true. But man, I'll tell you what, if he can really step it up and get on a heater as well, because I think CJ Stroud, younger quarterback, he needs to get going first.
He does. But I think that's they still believe. They give a lot of hope.
Absolutely.
I feel like them and the Texans, or I said them and the Texans and the Colts just like swapped places this whole season. Like it was like them touching the Kevin Durant ball or something like that.
Thunderstruck.
Literally thunderstruck.
Yeah, I mean they genuinely have flip flop. That's a good way to look at it. I never looked at it like that. They are genuinely the opposites.
I do. You know what? 'Cause I feel like we've talked about obviously a good thing of playoff ball. I want to get into some games that are coming up. Obviously, tomorrow we have a game that I do want to talk about. Let me go back to that game. Let me see. What game was I just talking about? Maybe not. What game was I just talking about?
We were talking about Jaguars Broncos. I mean, there's
I feel like
Patriots Ravens.
We already kind of went over the games. Honestly, we're talking about the playoff hopes. Packers versus Bears obviously are tonight.
Yeah.
Give me your last final take. Who wins that game? I need a final answer. Who wins between the Packers and the Bears? With Micah Parsons is now out.
Matt LaFleur masterclass.
Wow, with all the injuries too. Josh Jacobs may not be playing, and Watson. You believe so?
Give me Packers masterclass.
Give me the Bears trashing them after, and not even trashing. They're just gonna get their chain back. They're getting their revenge. They lost them about 3 weeks ago. Now you got injuries. Micah can't go get Williams no more with this one sack. I'm giving it to the Bears.
Wow. Another game I do want to talk about is the Bucs and the Panthers.
Yeah.
Winner, in my opinion, is going to win the division.
Yeah. Yeah. And they get to keep that four seed right there too.
And get a playoff game at home.
Exactly. Yeah.
Carolina plays a playoff game at home.
That's the thing. I feel like Baker Mayfield has been on a little fall off, and I'm not saying that biasly. I think he has.
I totally agree.
It's been a downgrade. Obviously, not most of all his fault, but still some of it.
Here's my question: a good secondary, good run game, decent quarterback play at home. That could win you a playoff game. Could the Carolina Panthers see themselves into a divisional round playoff game? No.
Oh.
Wow.
Bro, did you see the NFC? Dude?
Rico, Chuba.
Do you see
I mean, that offense. I know, but sometimes that offense looks good.
Do you see the NFC?
If they win,
who are they playing? Who would they play in the first round of the playoffs?
Ooh. I would say.
Who are they going to play in the first round of the playoffs?
Say it if it was, to your point, like because let's say the Bears win. They play like an injured Packers team. Or yeah.
Stop. The Panthers, like I said the other week, they're fighting to get their name into the playoffs. This is like their first year.
What if they play the Rams again?
No, they're gonna get into the playoffs, and it's gonna be like the Broncos versus the Bills, 7-40. It's over with whoever they play.
I hate you. No, I totally agree. No, but I can actually see that. That actually is more logical.
But maybe next year they can do something.
Think about it. I mean, if they got the run game going in a playoff game, you never know.
Yeah, you never know. That is the one thing. If they can get something going with Rico or even Hubbard, as even switching back off and forth, that will be big.
Yeah. We obviously talked about we were talking about the bubble and stuff and whatnot. Another big playoff game that I feel like has some big implications for a team that's on the bubble is the Patriots Ravens at 8:00, the primetime game. And I'm actually happy they flexed it because people don't know originally that was not supposed to be a primetime game.
Yeah.
Got flexed. I'm happy it got flexed because I am excited to see the Baltimore Ravens beat the New England Patriots.
I think that this is a big game, and I have a question after that. It doesn't even revolve around either of these two teams. But obviously, the Ravens are coming off of a complete shutout against the Bengals. Bengals that we had a little bit of hope for.
Yes.
And obviously, it has showed its colors since then. But the Ravens needed that game. Because obviously they're inconsistent. I think that their defense has some games where they look just completely terrible. And then they have some defensive games where they look awesome. So they needed that. Obviously, you're about to go against the Patriots, who are coming off of a game with letting the Bills, for real, letting the Bills come off of a complete 21-0 comeback, which is crazy. Like that is crazy to lose that when you are sitting that high up in the AFC. Whoa. I hope that they can see this too, man. This is big. But genuinely, that could be a big game.
Yeah.
Who do you have between the Patriots versus the Ravens?
I have the Ravens. Wait, hold on. And what?
The Patriots versus the Ravens.
Yeah, this game.
Yeah.
You were making a face like it was more serious.
That's
I
not
think
a hot
the
take.
Ravens. That's not a hot take. I think the Ravens will win. I genuinely believe Lamar gets going, Derrick Henry. That offense is good. They simply are just not. I don't know what it is. And the defense simply is not what it used to be with Mike McDonald. And we see that.
The Patriots after losing to the Bills like that?
Yeah, I think they can.
Really?
I think they can. I think they have a chance, especially the way they know what's on the line.
So Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry have breakout games?
If you can get – I think the philosophy is Lamar is no different than Josh Allen or any of those other QBs like Patrick Mahomes. If you give him a shot in the playoffs,
of course,
there's always a chance just because of that X factor that he has.
MVP essence.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I think on Sunday Night Football, when the lights shine bright, I think he will – be the one who leaves out victorious. I think you get a big Lamar Jackson game. Start him in your fantasy because you're losing bad right now.
That's not bad. I do want to talk about one last thing. And I told you it doesn't revolve around any of those two teams. They're out of the playoffs now. Joe Burrow sounds like he's contemplating retirement. It sounds like he's not trying to. It sounds like we're going down the same road as Andrew Luck, like you just said. Somebody that won MVP. Somebody that played very well with bad O-lines, bad teams. And it looks like he's not happy playing the game of football.
Yeah, I mean,
is he done?
I wouldn't say that. I would say this is all talk right now, and I think he's trying to make a statement to the organization that you guys need to get me some offensive line, or you guys got to
make a statement.
I don't know.
Hold on.
Or just even get defensive talent.
This is one thing. Make a statement. Y'all formed a trio that gets paid just outrageous money, and I know that they deserve it. I'm not saying that they don't deserve it. Obviously, you have the Triple Crown King over there. You have Joe Burrow and T. Did they think that they were going to have bread for anything else? I'm being for real.
Yeah, that's very true. And I think they're going to have to give up T. Higgins.
They will possibility have to this offseason. Up something which I feel like they should have done last year.
But let me read you something real quick.
Go ahead.
2020, torn ACL, MCL, PCL, and meniscus ended his season. 2021 dislocated pinky finger in week 13, played through it. 2022 MCL sprain in the Super Bowl, required rehab. 2023 calf strain in training camp, and then a torn ligament in his right wrist that ended his season. 2025 grade 3 turf toe, requiring surgery. I mean, we're getting to a point where obviously he still puts up the numbers. Yeah. But at some point, he's going to have to go to another team, or he's going to have to go from the NFL. I think the more likely option is that he requests a trade if they are not able to better that roster.
And it looks so similar, too. 2015, sprained shoulder, followed by kidney problems, followed by torn abdominal muscle after a tough hit missing games. 2016 plays with a torn cartilage in his ribs and shoulder, requiring pain-killing injections and dealt with concussions. 2017 missed the entire season for shoulder surgery to repair his torn. That it really sounds.
It sounds like a broken record.
It sounds like a broken record.
Yeah.
Everything, and I've been seeing my little edits. Obviously, I thought I saw you. My bad. I've been seeing my little edits, and it looks really reminiscent. And that is tough. That is pretty tough, but.
It is, but I don't think he. Whoa,
I'm ready.
I don't think. But one more thought. I don't think he goes to. I think he actually could potentially get traded within the next 3 seasons.
That's possible.
Very possible.
I said I'm ready, man. I'm tired of looking at him, bro. I feel like you said so pretty with like little shade jersey, just right above your head. Man. I'm an OKC fan. OKC loses to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Yeah, I'm excited. Oh, I'm excited. My Cavs suck. I got to poop on somebody, right?
Go ahead.
I think that they just somewhat found a way to whoop y'all, man. What happened?
Whoop is crazy. They won.
Okay, no whoop. My bad. What happened? What happened? Obviously, their coach got ejected within the first six minutes.
And I'll be real. I'll tell you what happened. And Oklahoma City is one of the most physical teams. They get away with a lot of calls, I believe. I totally agree with that.
Nah, you see how fast he's.
I'll say this though. I will say this though. For a team to shoot 47 free throws,
coming from an OKC fan.
No, 47 free throws. That's ridiculous. Mind you, do you know they only shot 33 for 47 from the free throw line? You know they're not going to get 47 free throws in a game again. My point is, it was a very good win by Minnesota. Anthony Edwards answered the call. Julius Randle answered the call.
Why was Chris
my problem
Finch
is this:
kicked out of the game early in the game
over a bad no call, a very bad no call.
2 bad no calls in the same exact play, 3 seconds apart from each other.
Yeah.
Do you believe that if he did not react that way, that they would have had that many free throws throughout the game after? Be honest. Be very honest.
He
reacted in a way that he knew that he had to. Simple as that. And the answer that he would have held him back if he would have saw it, he reacted in a way that he knew that his team needed to, because they were going to get nothing, like every other game. And you want to know what? I'm not even mad at OKC, because it's other teams that have taken this exact same following. And obviously, they didn't get as far as you guys. Boston Celtics have done it in 2024. They too many good defenders. If you have too many good defenders, you're going to get away with stuff like you said. Minnesota. Memphis Grizzlies have also got away with it early on.
I'll also say this. I think it's really great that these teams are celebrating these wins against OKC like it's a championship.
You should.
I think it's awesome. You should. And I will say this. One last point on OKC. OKC shot horrible from the field. You get 0 for 2 from Kendrick Williams. You get 2 for 7 from Alex Caruso. 2 for 5 from Isaiah Joe. How about 3 for 12?
Yeah.
From Lugens Dort, who was on the court for 30 minutes, playing excellent defense.
That man said it's full of government. That's how you know he's pissed. That's how you know he's pissed. Man, he say Lou Dort.
And Jalen Williams, not time for an APB yet, but it's time. Yeah. I understand the wrist hurt. Time to come back. And no Aaron Wiggins, and we all know Aaron Wiggins saves NBA basketball.
I feel like you're trying to go through it so quick because you're hurt. Be honest. My Cavs suck. I already know we may get into that later. My Cavs suck. Be honest. 2 recent losses, kind of close to each other, with obviously the Spurs down to Minnesota. 2 Western teams. Mm-hmm. Do you believe that has any implications around the Thunder? We know what's going to happen. Obviously, does that mean anything at all?
Kinda. I think it only means that listen. I'm going to say I think OKC relatively their schedule has been kind of easy. And I think now you're starting to get into you're going to play like a playoff team back-to-back nights.
Teams watch film and actually build off of that without having a Victor Wembanyama or Anthony Edwards.
I'm not quite sure. I think a team like the Spurs you can build more information off of because OKC is just they hit you with so many different angles that it's kind of hard. They play great defense.
What do you have that's Vic? And I know he only played.
Vic, you just understand spacing and where they position him and certain points of the
plus
game.
Minus when he played against the Thunder,
outstanding.
He's
the sole reason why they won. Absolutely,
in the limited minutes, he was the sole reason why they won.
He's the sole reason why they won.
You don't have a Vic on other teams. You also don't have an Anthony Edwards that can go against Casey Wallace.
But these other teams do have a Vic. They have a Nikola Jokic. They have a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They have a Luka Doncic
game than more of the Spurs game. You can build more on the Minnesota game than the Spurs game.
Not necessarily, because to your point, the whistle was very favorable. 47 free throws. I think that's the most free throws by a team this season.
Who's the whistle always favoring? A young, fancy team that the league loves, that the league always has on TV.
That's crazy for you to say.
That's crazy for me to say. That's crazy for me to say. Oh, man.
Yeah, the team that shot 41 free. Yeah, I think that's a little crazy to say. It was a good win. It was a very good win. It was a very good win.
Okay. You can't blow the whistle on every possession.
No, you cannot.
Can't blow the whistle on every possession.
Speaking of good wins, I want to talk about Denver really quick, who's going on a little bit of a run.
Yeah.
And a much needed run, because I remember a couple episodes back, we were talking about them kind of, man, these guys are a little iffy.
They are iffy.
Here.
they needed all their players to get going, and that included a lot of those role players that they just picked up this whole season. And now I think it's starting to look a little more accessible where they can actually get something going on the offensive and defensive side.
Yeah, I mean, they beat Indiana. They beat Atlanta.
Yeah,
Charlotte. They're stringing together wins against easy teams, but that's what you need. And look what it builds up to. They beat the Houston Rockets, obviously at home, and they needed that. And then they beat a good Orlando Magic team.
Right.
These games that don't seem important, they are, because if you can go on this weak run, go undefeated, you're right back in it. And look at Denver sitting at 20-6, and in my opinion, the clear second best team in the West.
They are the clear second best team, only because I feel like I can't really say Christ. Obviously, they're on a 2-game win streak. I feel like the Lakers have gone through something where they're seeing somewhat of a downslide to what they were doing beginning of the season.
Yeah, because of LeBron James. And it's not a diss to LeBron James. It's just
I don't really know if that's on.
I think Austin Reeves got hot, Luka got hot,
but they were also hot when he first came, though.
Yeah, absolutely. But it faded because they started to have to bend how they play, and it's not a bad thing.
Like 3 games.
I mean, yeah, they play a little different. Ever since LeBron's been back, they have played different.
Okay, I mean, I'm not, because I feel you. He obviously needs to have the ball.
Yeah, he influences
away shots.
Yeah, it does, and I
but
think
it also creates shots. Also,
sure, I think Austin Reeves was just on a heater more with the ball in his hand. That's just me though, but yeah, I think the Lakers are an interesting team because they don't. The one thing they didn't have last year, an all-star big. They're still lacking that. DeAndre Ayton's good and all. When they have to go in the playoffs, play a Jokic.
Yeah.
Play a Sengun.
But they knew DeAndre Ayton wasn't going to be. That was simply to have a big. With a name to him.
Totally understand.
With a name to him.
But a big is so important in the playoffs. We know this. Rebounding is probably the most important thing in the playoffs.
We know that it's important throughout the season also. Like, bigs are... They've made their comeback, obviously, because bigs are now big. And I believe that.
Oh, absolutely. But...
Houston Rockets... What about them? KD said he don't lotion, he don't shower, he just hoop. KD said that he don't do nothing, man. No haircuts. I'll tell you what, he just hoops, man.
KD's starting to put together some good games. KD's playing good. Ahmed Thompson's great.
Yeah,
I think their team is just good. I really wish I got to see what they looked like with Fred VanVleet as just a basketball fan.
As a basketball fan, because you could tell that they could unlock something with a real true point guard.
They could have, but then again, I feel like we wouldn't be getting this emergence of Reed Shepherd.
But
the emergence of Reed Shepherd has been.
I hope awesome you know. I had Houston as my number 2 team right behind OKC this season, and I think that if they had Fred VanVleet, and since the beginning, they would have been the number 2 team in the Western Conference. Because I believe so. With Alfred Sengun, who obviously it seemed like every time he played Jokic, he tried to give his best impression. I think that they could give the Denver Nuggets some heat. OKC, I don't know in a 7-game series, but they could have definitely gave Denver some heat with that full team with Fred playing for sure.
Absolutely, and the crazy thing is, you look at Timberwolves.
Yeah,
you look at Houston, who kept a close game with OKC.
Right.
Denver, you can imagine, will keep a close game with OKC, and San Antonio. There's only one oddball. And it's the Los Angeles Lakers, who have only been blown out by the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah. Well,
I think the Lakers might be the odd man out.
Lakers in the Western Conference from one right now. We're saying that after the Minnesota Timberwolves just beat OKC. Because before, I would have said Minnesota, because before that game, were losing to every good team that they were playing, basically. It seemed like every somewhat easier or downfall game, they would win. But when it came to those games on TV, they were not winning it as much as I thought they should have.
Yeah. No sport. But the Timberwolves, I think if they were able to string together, this could build a great win streak for them. And I think this is going to be super important for them to get back into a rhythm, kind of how Denver did.
Yeah.
Denver, who I said now sitting at 20-6. That could be kind of the Timberwolves. If you can string together and be maybe 23-10, 24-10, you're starting to build some good momentum. And I think they can do that after a win.
So you think everybody go on a 7-game win streak?
They could potentially, yes. They could potentially do it.
Okay.
Hot Ant, Nas Reed shooting the ball well. DiVincenzo.
DiVincenzo had a nice game. You know what?
Yeah.
Nas Reed had a big game also. Nas Reed show why he's Nas Reed.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to go over to the Eastern Conference.
I do too.
Obviously, I'm really hurt. My Cavs suck, man. I don't even want to stick on it for like long. Just give me like a minute, bro. What's
what about the Cavaliers suck? Because tell me, because as somebody who's not the most avid
you know
watcher,
what, and that's the point because nobody's watching. Nobody's watching at all. It's simply injuries. And I know that's such a niche thing to say. It is genuinely just injuries, bro. We suck when our shooters are out. Necessarily when our shooters are out, we cannot get anything going because we base our offense around the 3-point line.
Yeah,
our offense is solely based on if that ball is going to the hoop for. What's happening, man? Just
Nothing.
give me the sauce. What's going on, man?
Just a crazy wildcat formation. Keep going.
Oh, really? Oh, what score?
0-0.
Still?
Yep.
You gave me one of these.
They got blocked. But yeah. The Cleveland Cavaliers obviously base themselves off the 3-point line. It's super important for them. Obviously on a 3-game losing streak right now. They were the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference last year. My question to you is, if they get healthy, can this team make a playoff push, or is it more than just the injuries?
It's more than the injuries. DeAndre Hunter is not what we thought he was. Lonzo Ball is not what we thought he was. But I want to go back to DeAndre Hunter. Our team has solely fell off since last February. We have not been the same team, and we didn't even realize it. In March, we started losing some games. In April, we started losing some games. We got to the playoffs. We didn't do anything. We got to the season, and you suck. You're a bum. Lonzo Ball,
Whoa.
You suck. You're a bum.
Whoa.
Bro, I'm so hurt, bro. I'm so hurt.
Whoa.
Our team should be number 1 right now. We should be number 1. Darius Garland, he's not ready back from injury with his toe for the last year after his jaw got shut. Sam Merrill's not out. Struce is out. It's over, bro.
Speaking of the number 1 seed, though, the Detroit Pistons sit at 21-6, 11-2 at home. Just lost their most recent game, but they are still fire. The Detroit Pistons, is this a team that they kind of remind me of OKC a little bit? Good defense, star player, Cade Cunningham. I'm sorry, they kind of remind me a little bit of OKC.
Who's their Queso Lou or
I said like kind of. I said kind of. But no, but I think they're building the same blueprint. Yes, the Eastern Conference OKC. They have the same blueprint.
What about the New York Knicks that are right behind them, which I believe that they played that they would beat?
The New York
for real.
They're
really hot.
They are.
Even after coming off, they're both coming off a loss, but they're hot.
They are. I think Detroit has more defenders though. I think they just have more bench. They have more depth.
Possibly, but I feel like when OG and Mikal get going, like when they get going and they're locked in with Brunson and Cad and everything, that's a different team. And that's coming from me. That's a different team.
That's true. And they did just come off a NBA Cup victory. Not raising the banner. Not raising the banner, by the way. They said they're not going to. And they shouldn't. So much historic stuff in MSG. Why would you put an NBA Cup? Did. What is in that forum? It's literally not even called. Not even called.
We're talking about 2 teams that have won chips in the past 5 years. They both hung up.
I know
banners.
that's it. Though they don't have a recent banner, bro. You have to put up something. You gotta put up something.
Would OKC put it up?
No.
Yes, you guys.
No, we have a championship. We just won.
Exactly. The Bucks had a championship and the Lakers had a championship, and they both put them up.
Not a year after. Not a year. Like if they were to have won the Cup this year, they wouldn't put it up after just winning the NBA championship. Crazy.
You know how cool that would have been with a championship from 2025, a cup, and then another championship right next to it for the next year.
Call up Sam. He might try harder next year.
Sam, sure, that's supposed to be your homie.
But I do want to talk about another team, and I want to talk about a player in particular in the Eastern Conference that I've been really liking.
Yeah,
my MVP pick from a couple months ago, Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is starting to enter the MVP talk.
He is genuinely raising in the MVP talk. Like, I mean, like he's now
averaging
like
30
MVP talks. Yes,
averaging 30, propelling his team to victories. I mean, and you want to know what? As the youngins would call it nowadays, ethical hoops.
The youngins,
yeah. No, because I read that on Twitter that OKC isn't ethical hoops. I don't want to talk about that. We'll talk about
not
this
ethical hoops?
It's not ethical hoops, which
we'll
is
talk
weird.
about that after the pod. That's
which is
crazy.
weird.
That's kind of crazy.
Jaylen Brown is ethical hoops. Wielding your team.
You want to know
day
why?
In.
Because he's Tracy McGrady mixed with Roy, mixed with a little bit of Kobe, mixed with everything.
Because he defend. He like
exactly. He's a two-way player. He is one of the best two-way players in the league.
36-5. I think he could if they are a top 4 seed in the East and he averages 38 and 6.
He didn't know how to use his left hand.
We need to talk about it.
We do.
We need to talk about him being an MVP candidate.
They weren't just sitting third. It looks like a team just took that spot from them within the Toronto Raptors. And the Toronto Raptors, they're back to being hot. Obviously, they had a little time where they took off after coming off of a hot start.
Yeah,
but they're back, and it seems like they're back to get their chips. What happens if they possibly take the number 2 seed from New York?
That'd be crazy. I don't think he'll get to that point. I really don't think he'll get to that point yet. No, unless New York gets some injuries.
2-game win streak. Your next people that you play Boston, which that could obviously be the big one because that is the 4th. Obviously, you play Brooklyn after that, and then Miami, and then Washington. I believe so.
But if Boston beats Toronto, man, I'm sorry. It's because Jaylen Brown balled out.
Jaylen Brown, he's
been like that this year. He's been like that, bro. Very good surprise.
Who took the Finals MVP from Jason Tatum? Jaylen Brown. Bro, stop. We've been knowing Jaylen Brown.
But yeah, Toronto's back on a heater. To your point, I don't think. You know what? I'm not a believer though. I'm not a believer yet.
The Celtics did defeat them in their first matchup.
Yeah,
we know how that first.
I actually have more faith in the 76ers and Orlando Magic than I have the Toronto Raptors. I just don't have that much faith in the Toronto Raptors over teams like I said, Cleveland or Orlando. I think just both of those teams could really.
You don't have the Toronto Raptors over the Cleveland Cavaliers right now.
Obviously, right now, heated up. But in a play-in game, I just don't see that happening. And to your point, you thought that Cleveland would win that play-in game. I want to move on, though, a little bit. Obviously, we talked about, some of the teams in the East. Right. Obviously, the lackluster East that we like to call it. I want to jump into our first ever a GetBack award predictions.
Right.
And this is where we pick who we think is going to win our awards for the NBA season. I want to start off with NBA MVP. Who wins that? Why?
I'm gonna have to still give it to Nikola. I think he's the best all-around player. We know how that goes.
I totally agree. I agree. I think it should be Nikola Jokic. NBA Defensive Player of the Year. Chet Holmgren leading the pack right now at -145. Who do you have winning that award? I have Victor Wembanyama.
Right, we have Victor, the guy who just got his 100th game in a row with a block, at least in one game. Yeah, we're taking that guy.
NBA Rookie of the Year.
VJ, the generator, man.
I totally disagree. I think it should be Con Kneppel.
What's their record right now?
It doesn't matter.
That matters.
Cooper Flag is projected to win the award. What's their record?
What's his record?
They're 8-19.
Who also played? You want to know what? And his team was supposed to be good. Even with Kyrie out, his team was supposed to be good, and he's 11th. Stop it. It would be VJ. It would be VJ right now. VJ.
Or Derek Queen, if I have to throw a crazy pick.
Or Dylan Harper. It's actually a good little rookie class is going off right now.
Jeremiah Fierce.
It's a good rookie class right here.
NBA Most Improved Player of the Year. I have mine pick. I already told you I was super hell-bent on this pick.
I'm still going to give it to Austin Reeves. With him even having a drop down, I'm still giving it to Austin Reeves.
I like Jalen Johnson, man. I really do.
You're saying it because you saw him live.
I did see it.
You saw him live. You a triple double.
I did. And seeing the triple-double in person, seeing how he scores, how he gets to the basket, he's an underrated passer, dude.
He is.
And he's a great rebounder, good defender. He's a player that's only going to get better. I don't know what his ceiling is.
I don't. I think that Atlanta's starting to make that push and to get Trae Young out of there. I think they're starting to find these players.
Now Trae did come back. Didn't look bad.
He did.
Didn't look bad.
It just looks like he's not their leader. Doesn't like Trae is their leader right now.
No, I totally agree. Sixth Man of the Year. I have my pick again. I'm already ready.
I feel like that's too easy for me because I feel like it's. Could he have a back-to-back with Nas Reed? Could Nas Reed have a back-to-back?
No, it has to be Anthony Black.
The person who got crossed 3 days ago.
And I had to look up at the guy.
Looked up
Yeah.
and smiled at him.
I think it has to be Anthony Black.
Looked
I mean,
up at
or it could be Reed Shepard, who's dropping 20 every once in a while.
But he starts and then he comes on the bench. He
Sometimes.
goes back and forth more than those other players.
Very true. And lastly, not really an award they give out, but until after, but NBA Finals MVP.
He just wants to hear this guy's name.
Shea Alexander.
Lechetta Cheese. Is that how you say it? Lechetta
Jay
Cheese?
Dubbathy. Thank you for watching the
AJ
GetBack
Mitchell
Podcast.
Someone's going to win.
I'm your host, Damian Dusten.
Ayden Jones. Thank you so much for watching the GetBack Podcast,
Peace.
ladies and gentlemen.